We're going to go ahead and get this meeting started. Welcome tonight to the 23-24 parent and student fall sports activities meeting. My name is Byron Bolin. I'm your new athletic director, and I'm excited to be here tonight. Thank you for that. So to tell you a little bit about myself, I grew up in Sugar Land, Texas. That's right outside of Houston, a suburb of Houston. And I also was a participant. I played basketball and baseball. I also participated in the performing arts. I sang, I was part of the musicals, and I loved the activities. That's what I was all about. Later, when I became a teacher, I did the same thing. I was a choir teacher. I taught American government as well. And then I also coached. And so I got to do everything that I loved, a little bit of everything. And what I love about it is just seeing the students get involved and see them get fired up for learning, for growing, for participating, for competing, for taking themselves to the next level. And I loved that as a player, as a student athlete, but I also loved that as a coach. And my first administration job was being an athletic director in northern Arizona, on the Navajo reservation. I did that for a few years, and after that I became a principal. And so I was able to see a little bit of everything. Also, I'm a dad, and so I come from all the perspectives. And I think that's important to note, because sometimes you got to put your dad hat on, even as an administrator, when you're thinking about what's the right thing to do. The right thing to do is always what's best for the students. And so that's where I come from. Well, that's enough about me, but how many Tiger fans do we have in here tonight? Is that all? Let's try that again. How many Tiger fans do we have in here tonight? All right, we're going to work on that. Glad you came. How many of you that are parents or guardians went to Rock Springs High School? All right. Good. And how many of you Rock Springs High School students go to Rock Springs High School? Trick question. Some of you missed that one, or it was too stupid to answer. Okay, moving on. Let's get into the PowerPoint now. If the rest of you guys could come on in. We got plenty of seats up here. I'll wait just a couple of seconds. I've done this before as athletic director, but I haven't done it here. So there's going to be a learning curve for me as well. And so I want to ask for your patience as I navigate through this. But luckily I have a great mentor, and my supervisor is Mr. Supas, and he's been amazing to help guide me through the first couple of weeks since I've been here. And so I believe that, coming from the same heart, we want to do the right thing for the students. And we have all of the handbooks and everything. We're going to find the right answer. So tonight, what this is really, this is about all of the things that you need to know as student athletes and activities participants, but also as parents and guardians, so that we can all start off on the right foot and make it super positive and make it a great experience for you students and for also you parents and guardians. All right. So first couple of minutes, I'm going to go through these slides. I'm just going to read them. We're going to go through it. I might expand on it just a little bit. At the end, the very last slide is if you have questions, save those for the end and save them for after that middle bullet, which is save them for after your meeting with the head coaches. And Mr. Supas and I will be around to answer any questions, and we'll do the best to get your questions answered. And if we can't answer them tonight, you can always shoot us an email if you got to go, and we'll be able to get back to you. All right, a little fuzzy there, but the leadership team is the building principal, Mr. Supas. Then we have 4 assistant principals, Miss Hope Downs Lewis, Mr. Ben Straka, Mr. Steve Akers, and myself. And then the head coaches for band, Mr. Connor Hafner. Speech and debate, Mrs. Heather Luzmore. Did I say that right? Lusmore. Okay, Lusmore. Cheerleading is Miss Dina Duchamp. Cross country, Mr. Eric Erlocker. And dance, Miss Laura Christensen. Football, Mr. Ted Holmstrom. Girls swimming, Miss Avery Otto. Golf, Mr. Fred Bath. Tennis, Mr. Darren Anderson. Volleyball, Mrs. Wendy Byler. And Central Administration, Human Resources Director, Mrs. Tiffany Gunter. I want to point out a couple of really special people that help us out a lot. And from time to time, you'll have a chance to ask for their assistance as well. And those are namely Miss Kristen Kidd and Miss Milana Montoya. And they're here with us tonight. Yeah, please give them a round of applause. The secretaries really do so very much, and we couldn't do it without them. We really appreciate them so much. Central Administration Building, Miss Tiffany Gunter, as I mentioned before, in Human Resources. She helps us out a lot with our coaches, with administrators, getting everybody set on the right path. And if there's any things that we need questions, anything that we need questions answered for, she can help us out. And the athletic trainer, who most of you, half of you at least, got to talk to and get your orange card signed off, is Miss Jamie Wiseman. And if you didn't get a chance to stop by the table, she will continue to be here throughout the remainder of the night. And please make that a priority. Every chance you get, please thank these awesome people who help us out so much. All right, what's new for 2023-2024? The GoFan online ticketing platform. We're still using that. Eligibility update. This is new, so please listen up to this. All activity athletic students need to pass 3 credits. This includes semester and weekly eligibility. For high school classes, this is equivalent to 6 curricular established classes. Seminary, work study, teacher aid, and power hour do not count toward eligibility credits totals because they have no curriculum in connection with the coursework. College level courses, 3 credit hours equals 1 high school credit. Fall semester. To be eligible for the current fall semester, all grades from the previous semester, including summer school grades, will need to be finalized prior to the registered start practice date set by the WASHA, Wyoming High School Activities Association. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about risks. You need to be informed of this. All students and parents need to know that there are risks of serious injury that may be a result of athletic participation. It will be our first priority to keep all athletes safe. Please talk with your athlete about reporting any injury or concern to Jamie Wiseman, our athletic trainer, and their coaches. When an injury occurs, please allow our athletic trainer on site or our on-site healthcare provider to evaluate the circumstance before intervening as a parent. We want this to be a collaborative effort, and communication will be given to the parents about their assessment, and decisions will be made in the best interest of the student. Concussion management. An athlete exhibiting any signs of a concussion will be removed from all athletic events or practices, even if they're just a little bit, because any additional hits after that just compound it from there on. Any student athlete removed from play due to suspicion of a concussion or who has symptoms of a concussion must follow up with an appropriate licensed healthcare provider and the Rock Springs High School athletic trainer. symptoms of concussion must be gone, and a written release from the healthcare provider must be provided before a student athlete can begin the protocol to return to athletics. Impact testing will be given to football, cheerleading, volleyball, and diving athletes. Don't submit impact testing on Dragonfly if you are not a contact sport detailed above. Get your physical. You must have a physical prior to being able to practice and compete. No exceptions. Have the physical form filled out with your general information before you get your physical. The WASHA has a physical form that you can obtain from their website under the General Links tab. General, then you choose the tab named Forms, and the physical form is listed as A7-A8 form. Athletic activity handbook points of emphasis. Practice day attendance must be in attendance in all classes in order to practice. Exceptions include faculty excused, examples, school-sponsored activities, extenuating circumstances that are pre-approved by me. That can also be Mr. Supas. Attendance on game day early release. Students must be in all classes the day of a competition. If leaving before classes start, the student athletes must be in all classes the day before departure. Absences can only be pre-approved by Mr. Bolin or Mr. Supas. Example, a doctor's appointment. Students must get pre-approval and check out and check back in if it is for a school-sponsored activity. Example, job shadowing. Any and all practices involving Rock Springs High School athletics will last no longer than 3 hours at any given time. The purpose of this is to minimize student fatigue, injury, burnout, and maximize shared facility use. Any exceptions have to be pre-approved by Mr. Bolin prior. All right, the handbook points of emphasis, and hopefully you have at least one handbook per household. And I highly recommend that you don't just sign it, but you look through it and become very familiar with that. Students who have online classes and or college level courses will be required to show previous semester grades as well as weekly grades to maintain their eligibility. A school-approved printout or screenshot will be required as documentation for approval of eligibility. Take a screenshot. You have to have your name and the classes you are or were enrolled in. These same eligibility requirements apply in full to all students who are in a homeschool agreement, virtual school agreement, and combination school agreements. All contact information has to be updated prior to the start of school on the 16th of August or before your first competition. This information is on the district website, sweetwater1.org, or via Unified Classroom. All athletes will not be able to travel until this information is updated. Directions are detailed below. Contact the athletic director, secretaries, or the administration office for support. Additional coaches' rules will be given within their own training rules. So when you have that meeting today and throughout your practices. Points of emphasis from the WASHA. Students are only allowed 8 semesters of competition based on when they enter high school and if they start participating prior to high school. Students must be amateur athletes, cannot compete on an independent team while in high school. Recruitment is not allowed. Any new student athlete that has competed for another high school in Wyoming or nationwide last year must see me before their first practice. This includes competition against each sports programs at Rock Springs High School. No participation with college or university team. Participation requirements. Medical insurance forms are available through the school. See Ms. Kidd or Ms. Montoya for more information. Any homeschooled students must see me before participating in any activity. Athlete cannot practice. Virtual school through Sweetwater County School District Number 1 is exempt from homeschool agreement. Coaches will ask all athletes day one of practice. You can't be 20 before August 1st. Grades all classes in the previous semester. All right, policy JFC, the Student Code of Conduct. Any conduct that results in dishonor to the student, the team, or school will not be tolerated. Consequences may include probation, suspension from one or more contests, dismissal from the team, other action reasonably fitting the seriousness of the violation. First violation, 60 activity day suspension for drug abuse, alcohol, or tobacco. Can practice, cannot attend or perform any performances, contests, or special events. Second violation, 1 calendar year suspension. Cannot practice or attend team functions. Third violation, cannot participate in athletics for the remainder of his or her secondary education career. Notice that electronic media constitutes evidence of alcohol, tobacco, and drug possession or use. Mitigation of penalties. If a student agrees to participate in and successfully completes a student assistant program, first violation equals 10 activity day suspensions or 20% of total contests, performances, events, etc. Not to exceed 5 total competitions. Research assignment of violation is required. Second violation, 60 activity day suspension. And third violation, 1 calendar year suspension. Weekly eligibility. Eligibility will be checked prior to the school beginning on Monday or that scheduled first school day of the week. Students must be passing all classes or will be notified as ineligible for the athletic events that eligible week. So D's or better. You have to be passing all classes. Students, moving on, makeup work completed after Monday will not change this status unless a teacher is working with the athlete. Students working with their teacher will only be allowed until 12 o'clock noon of the following day to get their grade up, or they will be ineligible for the week. Students taking college classes will have to verify their weekly grade through the grade printout and screenshot that we talked about already. Extenuating circumstances with teachers include only when makeup work has been handed in prior to eligibility check and teacher verifies the student efforts. Mr. Bolin or Mr. Stupas will make a final determination on any and all other circumstances. Remember, student first, athlete or activity second. I just want to make a note on here just to let you know, we're here to get everybody to perform. We're here to raise the bar and help everybody be eligible. And we have a plan in place for that. And this isn't to catch anybody. This is to help everybody become better and smarter and learn more and to, in every way, just raise the bar and level up. That's what this is about. And we have supports to help everybody make that happen. The start of the season, practice requirements. Go Tigers! Golf, tennis, and football. First practice is August 7th. Golf must have 2 practices. First competition can be August 9th. Tennis must have 5 practices. First competition for tennis can be August 12th. Football, no pads between August 7th and up until August 7th, 8th, and 9th. And then pads, they start on the 10th. A football player must have 3 non-padded practices and a total of 9 practices before the first competition. The first competition can be August 24th. Cross country, girls swimming, and volleyball. First practice is August 14th. Must have 9 practices. First competition can be August 24th. Each day can only count as 1 practice, even if there's 2-a-days. Fundraising. If you have any questions regarding fundraisers, please contact your coach and or me or the Rock Springs High School administration. And that's policy driven. Conflict resolution, chain of command. If you guys have a problem, any of you student athletes, first thing you're going to do is you're going to work on to resolve that with your coach. Students are encouraged to communicate with their coaches. Please allow your athlete to work through problems with coaches. This helps the student athletes work on their conflict resolution skills. Athlete, coach, administrator. This meeting will only happen after a player has had a conversation with the coach. Athlete, administrator, parent. My office door is always open to concerns of students and parents. Parent, coach, administrator, athlete. Never after a sporting event. Always scheduled in advance. And all involved parties should use appropriate language, tone, and be professional. This will never be a conversation about playing time or coaching philosophy. So the main thing here is, in the spirit of helping our student athletes learn life skills, life lessons, help them become their next level as older student athletes or adults, we want to give them the tools that they need to handle and resolve conflict through the chain of command, through appropriate ways, because that's the way it is in real life. And so this is a great time. We've got structures in place that are totally supportive of the student athletes. You guys have problems, working out with your coach first, and then follow this chain of command. All right, sportsmanship expectations. This is for students, but really speaks to the fans. All of you guys that come out to athletic events. We want to make fans out of all of you, and not just fair-weathered fans. We want you out there using all of your energy to cheer on and support the student athletes. If you find yourself using most of your energy to talk negative to students, coaches, refs, or the lights, or anything else, I think your energy is misguided. And we would like to encourage you to, well, the fact is nobody can hear you anyway. So you might as well just put your energy into cheering on who you're there to support. And that's all of our Tigers. Respect to our participants, officials, guests, your school, their school, and yourself. Integrity, by treating others as you wish to be treated. Dedication, through understanding that the ride, R-I-D-E, takes time. It's worth it in the end. Not just for you, but for all. And encouragement, by promoting good sportsmanship just as much as you discourage bad sportsmanship. Administrators, me included, anybody else in here, you are the standard by which sportsmanship excellence is measured. Consistency is key. Coaches, all of you coaches in here, you are the brightest beacon for good or bad sportsmanship. Be a good role model. Spectators, use your voice to represent yourself, your team, your school, and your community in a positive way. Participants, you are the reason everyone is there. Compete with class. Officials, with your enforcement of the rules in a fair and consistent manner, the contest maintains its integrity. Behavior at all events will be strictly monitored. So, this yellow card here is the ride expectation. And what that is a reminder. It's a reminder. If we are adults, we're mature adults, whether you're an administrator, a teacher, a coach, a parent, a guardian, whatever you are, an uncle, doesn't matter. We just want you to be positive. We want you to be there and cheer on and be loud and proud and scream your guts out for our Tigers so that they can do their best, but not at them and not against the things that you disagree with. All right, moving on. Communication. We use Facebook, Twitter, and we have our couple of Facebook pages. We are encouraging each and every sport to have their own Facebook page. And there we want to do the same spirit of sportsmanship. We want to promote, we want to celebrate, and we want to cheer on. We're not there to talk about anything negative, okay? That's not what it's all about. It's to cheer, it's to promote, and it's to celebrate. And we're going to have a lot of that going on this year. Each of the head coaches is in charge of his or her Facebook page. If you have something to post, make sure you share that with them. All right, communication continued. Parent Square, we're still using Parent Square. Dragonfly Max, therein you can find our schedules. Currently, the Dragonfly Parent app is down. It's under construction. And we are communicating with them. It's not just as it pertains to Rock Springs. It's a Dragonfly thing. And so we're trying to work with them on that and hoping that we have a good solution really soon. And okay, this next part right here, I want to talk about a little bit more about how I approach athletics and activities. And the things that I have up here is my philosophy, and that is potential has no limits. When I look at a kid, I want to see their potential, not where they are, but where they could be, how much they can grow. And it doesn't matter what activity and what they're doing. You always look for their potential, see what they can become. And I want to encourage my coaches to do the same, and I'm sure you already do. And that's what we coach to. We look for the greatness in every kid. You know, the thing is whatever you're looking for, that's what you're going to see. If you're always looking for the negative, you're going to see a lot of that. If you're always looking for the positive, you're going to see more of that. That doesn't mean that we just ignore everything that, sometimes those are little markers of where we need to grow. Where we're weak is where we'll work. That's a philosophy, and that's a great philosophy. But what this is talking about is, where are we going? What direction are we going? Where focus goes, energy flows, and that's the direction that I want the coaches to take it. Not to always talk about the problem, because the problem sits in the past. We want to talk about where we're going. And that's the philosophy I'm going to encourage all of my coaches to adopt. We're going to raise the bar. We're doing that already with our expectation of D's or better. That's a pretty low bar, but it is raising the bar from where we are, and I think it's a great first step. We're going to do that on the court, in the field, in the water, on the stage, and everywhere else in the classroom. Rock Springs High School, our athletic program envisions empowering student athletes to excel on and off the field. We instill confidence, resilience, honor, and respect, fostering a growth mindset to create productive citizens. With high expectations, we promote physical strength and development and mental toughness, emphasizing sportsmanship, teamwork, and best effort and integrity. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. The next thing that we're going to do is have our individual breakout sessions, okay? So these are the rooms, and I'm going to tell you where to go. Band